All right, let's watch the Titus shocking moments you missed in the Oval Office, because I learned that I had missed. There was just too many moments in the ABC interview of insanity that apparently I missed a couple. I did not see that guy's face when Trump was trying to explain the Declaration of Independence as this, like, beautiful, wonderful, like, non-conflict time. There's no confrontation. Everybody is really excited about America leaving. Does he know that George Washington wasn't even on board originally? No, of course he doesn't know that. All right, anyways, here we go. Let me make sure I get it.
Hey, I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the breaking news supplemental Armageddon update. Now, the ABC interview. Well, it looks like Sweet Potato Hitler sat down with Terry Moran in the White House, which is now tarted up like a Vegas casino from the 70s. I'm sure John Adams always envisioned a gold toilet off the Oval.
Yeah,
now,
dog.
During this interview, Moran kind of went after Kim Jong-Orange.
Oh,
Busted him
Kim
on prices.
Jong-orange.
And Trump, well, then,
Wake up, babe. New insult dropped.
lied. Tough to believe. But he said eggs had come down 87%.
No, it's not, Troy.
I'm sorry, what?
It's
How does he not
$1.91,
know
dog.
what a percentage is?
$1.91.
Under Biden, the highest price for eggs was $4.82. In March, under Trump, they were $6.22. For them to drop 87%, eggs would have to be 80 cents a dozen now. He thinks you're stupid, maggots. So, he's right about one thing. He said gas was $1.98. Well, U.S. average retail gas prices are $3.26. It's not even close. On the last day of Biden's presidency, U.S. average gas prices were $3.12. You see how one costs more, and it's more when Sweet Potato Hitler's here?
That's not Trump math,
he's handed
dog.
the best economy in the world and a stock market at 45,000. It's lost 5,000 points since comb over Stalin took over. Trillions lost in retirement for the average American. And when Poopy Pants Pol...
I don't know if anybody gets it why I call him the Mandarin Messiah. That's a book about Mao Zedong. I don't know if anybody gets that's why I call him the Mandarin Messiah.
Pot was told voters didn't sign up for that. He actually said to Moran, they did sign up for it, actually. Did you?
Did tariffs on Hunter's laptop
higher
are gonna
prices
be
on
insane.
groceries? Beautiful word, groceries. Did you sign up for higher prices for eggs and gas and having less money to spend on eggs, gas, and groceries? Because no one signs up for that. And if you did, you're stupid. Again, I love the red hat. He said
I love the red hat.
crossings were all people released from prisons. Murderers, rapists, murderers again, and, murderers. Are they all catching Ubers to get here? We've heard nothing from any country. There's no evidence of any of that. In fact, anywhere. They must be pretty wily murderers because we've caught none of the 21 million. In fact, ICE ate...
No, Titus. There's 11,888 murderers in America. We learned this during the ABC interview. They have it down to the exact number of undocumented immigrants that happen to want to murder people.
HSI and FBI went full SWAT tactical recently on a woman and her three daughters in Oklahoma.
The tariffs on the lap dances
They made the kids stand in the rain while they ransacked the house and took everything, including her money.
Oh, are you talking about the like I'm talking to Titus here? Is he talking about the fucking people that ICE raided their house without a warrant? I believe without a warrant. I could be wrong about that part, but it was either the wrong house or the wrong family. And they, took their fucking money and shit as evidence? We live in fucking Nazi Germany. There is no way, as a Trump supporter, you're okay with them randomly going into people's houses and fucking taking out people's families and putting them on the lawn while their kids cry, while you steal their life savings, and then you're like, oh well, it was one of the fucking ICE agents said, yeah, so what? We were a little rough. Big deal. Can you imagine? Can you imagine being in your house? You're playing Monopoly with your kids. You're trying to enjoy your Friday. And ICE comes fucking flooding in and puts mommy on the fucking grass lawn outside, yelling, where is he? Where is Kilmar? Where are the MS-13 leaders, brother? Holy shit.
They didn't SWAT tactical recently on a woman and her 3 daughters in Oklahoma. They made the kids stand in the rain while they ransacked the house and took everything, including her money. They didn't check ID because guess what? They were citizens, not immigrants, and not murderous thug 9-year-olds. In America, we have the Gestapo or the Trump Stapo, call it what you will. They went after 3 kids and a woman, citizens. I guess they must have caught all the 21 million illegal murderers Biden let in. But let's deal with some facts, shall we? Illegal immigration had already increased to a 21-year high before Biden entered office. That's right. It was at a 21-year high under Trump. Biden tripled interior detention and increased border detention 12-fold. Biden then increased air removal flights by 55% over Trump's 2020 levels. Biden removed or expelled 3.3 million border crossers. That's 3 times as many as Trump. And these are stats from the Cato Institute. What is the Cato Institute? It's a right-leaning think tank. Look it up. But I know you won't because then, you know, don't.
Why you no have tattoo, Perry? Why you no have tattoo? That's where we're at. We're there, dude. We're there now. Why you no have tattoo? I don't know if you guys have watched that Jesse Waters video too. Like in the video, the one police officer is like telling the other police officer, no, this is what's going on right now. This is trafficking. And the other police officer is like, are you sure? Like, the things that people show as evidence that this dude was some kind of bad dude, but won't bring the guy back and put him on trial. Like I've said 100 times before, if the fucking guy did some shit, then fucking prove it. Bring him back. Fucking put him on trial. Show everybody your cards. Be like, look at this shit. He did these things. Then deport him. By the way, you can't deport him to El Salvador. There was a literal fucking judgment. I got in this argument with this guy on Twitter where he's saying, no, you guys don't understand. There was an order for removal. No, he was protected from removal to El Salvador. And if he did anything while he was in America, that meant that he could be deported, which would mean that he would, need due process to prove that, then they could have deported him. But they still couldn't deport him to El Salvador. Like, they could have fucking deported this guy to Guatemala or somewhere else, and they actually would have had some legal standing. Mind you, still need due process. But they could have been like, well, we didn't violate the removal order. But they literally are so fucking dumb, they deported the guy to the one place that the judge said, you can't deport him here. This is how fucking dumb these people are. Our administration is like fucking idiocracy in human form. It's like they took all of the parts of idiocracy, the idiot president, the shitty lawyers, the ouch my balls, combined them into one human being, and they're like, let him run wild. Let him run wild. 38 states deputized 506 fucktards with no training today into ICE. I told you guys, man. I told you when I was arguing with that dude before the election, and I said, how would you believe there's 21 million immigrants in America illegally? I said, how would you remove all those people? Logistically, it's not even possible. And he said, we're going to be deputized. And I was like, that would be the dumbest fucking idea ever. There's no way that the government of the United States of America would do something as stupid as to find some fucking YouTube commenter, give him a badge, and say, find brown people with tattoos, or none, doesn't matter, and deport them. Yeah, I was wrong. Every once in a while, you got to take an L. I'm going to take an L on that one. The random YouTube MAGA commenter was correct. The United States government is stupid enough to deputize random fucking YouTube commenters and send them out to get rid of brown people. It's the political singularity. I could not imagine that this would be this stupid. It's fucking crazy.
Dumb you are. Again, nice red hat. So, either Trump lies or get up. but I know you won't, because then you know how dumb you are. Again, nice red hat. So
Yeah, if they
either
could prove
Trump
it, they would
lies
have. Yeah.
or the 21 million murderers Biden let in have stopped murdering, because crime dropped under Biden and jobs went up
Seven, Renee.
by 12 million. So the guy who started the pool cleaning business in your neighborhood used to be a murderer? Okay, got it. You bloviating 34-time convicted felon. Listen, people. In 100 days, eggs are up 60%, gas is up 5%, stock market's down 10%, and a new car is going to cost you up to $10,000 more because of the tariffs Trump bought Back to the Future from 1985. And he bitched about and can't stand a trade
Fucking
deal
Biff.
that he passed and signed.
Yeah.
He's had legal residents deported in violation of the Constitution. You know the Constitution, that thing that you say gives you the right to take a gun into a school? Yeah, that Constitution. He violates it daily, and you red hats seem to be cool with it. Again, the red hat is so sexy, though. But if you think violating the Constitution is okay, it's time to take that American flag down and give it to an actual American. Because if you back Timu
Jesus.
Putin, you ain't one. To Canada, Greenland, Mexico, and Panama, God, we are.
Yeah, the problem, luck with the 177,000 jobs added to the economy. And look, like, I'm happy to give fucking credit where credit is due. But I'm not going to just, like, blindly, tell people. And I know that's not the point you're making, Luck. But I know that many people will make this point. That we added 177,000 jobs in April. And we were supposed to add 133,000, right? So above. What anybody that's not in business right now doesn't understand that those numbers came from February and March. So during February and March, because of the fact that things have been so chaotic, because Trump doesn't give any kind of like consistent information, tariffs on, tariffs off, tariffs on, tariffs off, most businesses coming out of Biden's economy were continuing to add jobs. That's one of the lies about Biden's economy being bad. Like I said, if we want to talk about lower middle class people having a hard time, impoverished people having a hard time during Biden's economy, we can definitely talk about that. If we want to talk about the continued burden that the middle class bears because the ultra wealthy don't pay their taxes, we can talk about that. But for the most part, the economy as a whole was moving in the correct direction before Trump's presidency. Long before Trump's presidency. So most businesses, mine included, were adding employees. We are adding employees in the hopes that we can continue this upward trend. Now, the problem now is that most of us have bulked up our employees, our staffs, and now we're looking forward to May, June, July, where we could see massive shortages in goods, the lack of trade from outside of the country, increased prices because of tariffs, and now we're looking at that staff, these people that we've hired, and we're saying to ourselves, holy shit, what are we going to do if the bottom falls out, which by every indicator right now, it looks as though the bottom will fall out. So most of us now are looking at these employees that we have brought on, and we're saying to ourselves, how am I going to sustain this level of staffing if the bottom falls out? So when it happens, if it happens, most likely it's a win, not an if. I mean, we're talking 90% sure that it's a win, not an if. When it happens, those numbers for jobs are going to go way down, and unemployment's going to go way up, and we're going to go into a recession. And that's, like I've said over and over again, my main problem with the way that these things are happening is that when Donald Trump does not give consistent information, and he comes out and he bloviates and fucking acts all grandiose and fucking telling people 49%, 76 on that guy, 95 on that guy. What it does is it causes panic, and it makes people that are making decisions for the future have to make really hard decisions based off of what they're currently dealing with. My shelves are full right now, so I have to have staffing. But if my shelves are empty a month from now, I'm going to have to cut staffing. And luckily for my employees, they have a person that is really good at their job and is able to hopefully do something for them to make sure that they don't lose their jobs, right? Like, that's not going to happen in corporations. Most corporations are going to see the writing on the wall, and they're going to start fucking massively laying off people. If you look at what just happened with UPS, UPS has said that they want to fire 20,000 employees or lay off 20,000 employees, and they want to close a bunch of their distributing centers, right? That is what is going to be the norm. It's not going to be, this outlandish anomaly. It's going to be the norm. You're going to see big, huge companies, Target, Walmart, UPS, cutting staffing in preparation for when their shelves go empty. That's the scariest shit. And they'll blame Biden. Exactly. Also, billionaires should not exist. Good call.
We are so sorry that Grandpa is clinically insane. I guess we're going to have to choose tyranny or revolution. It's up to you. I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the breaking news supplemental Armageddon update.
He did not have the letter MS13. It says MS13. That was Photoshop.
This dude was arguing so hard on that. Look, I gave him the first time. I was like, the first time he said it was MS13, I was like, maybe he just thinks that. But the dude doubled and tripled down. That fucking reporter tried so hard. He was like, let's just talk about Ukraine, sir. And Donald Trump was like, no, it says MS13. Like, he tripled down or more, quadrupled, quintupled. He kept fucking going for it because the man is mentally insane. And I think the people around him know it, and they're taking advantage of his crazy ass. Like, at one point in that interview, he looks at the reporter and says, why can't you just agree with me? It's like, why can't you be like the rest of the people around me and just say yes to the things that I say? Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. And check out that video on the screen now.